Let me just see if I can invite. Chat, I'm sending you another invite. Um, I hope that he can receive because I've sent another speaker request. For some reason, today we cannot invite any other speakers. I mean, we can invite speakers. Um, okay, for some reason, Chad cannot join the chat. Oh my god, I was so excited for this. I was so excited for today. I mean, I keep sending requests to him, but all right. So apparently, it's a device issue that I can relate. Right. I think it's a device issue. Now, I think we have found the reason. Um. So anyway, I'm just waiting a reply from the chat to join the talks. Let me give you a brief introduction about today's topic while our guest is joining. I hope that he can make it in time. One thing is that today we'll be talking about the listing processes of exchanges, and I understand that there might be a lot of questions from the audience, especially people who
Yes.
wish to launch their own token or their own network, and they would be like, "Hey, Chad, welcome."
Yes, yes,
Finally.
finally. Yeah, sorry about that. So I don't know, I cannot join through the website. So yeah, I will keep trying on the computer. Yeah, but yeah, finally. Sorry about that, guys.
No, I was like trying to understand what's the problem, and then I was like, I keep sending invites, but he doesn't get them, and then he can't join.
Uh-huh.
So what could be the reason? And
Yeah,
then,
yes.
I was like, "Are you in the web?"
Yeah, sorry,
All
sorry. Yeah,
good, all
yeah.
good.
Actually, yeah, this is
Yeah, yeah.
my first time to doing the Twitter space. So yeah, I listen a lot, but this is the first time I'm joined as a speaker. So yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
yeah. Don't know I
I
can
mean,
join.
I'm a
I can
good
only join
host.
on the telephone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm a cool host. I make sometimes awkward jokes
Mhm.
so that
Yeah.
nothing seems too bad. So as I was just giving an introduction about today's
Mhm.
topics, because often people who are actually thinking about their crypto project, the first
Mhm.
step is to, I mean, for me, is to identify a problem and then try to solve that problem. And then once you have a product or at least the idea of it, you have to think community as well as centralized exchange listings.
Mhm.
Even though there are like decentralized exchanges out there, centralized exchanges come with a trust factor.
Mhm.
Often the large ones, the big ones, top tier exchanges try to protect their customers and clients by reviewing projects. And today, Chad, we would like to hear more about the details. What should let's say I mean let's start the journey from the project's perspective. Let's say that I'm a guy who has been developing a project.
Mhm.
What are the things that I should be careful along the way so that it's easier for me to get listed on centralized exchanges?
Okay, first of all, I think of course you need to develop your project, right? And also your code. So to decide which blockchain you're gonna issue your token on, and like which chain you're gonna issue a smart contract. And for example, from your end is you just did a customized chain of your own mainnet, right? Yeah, that is a choice. But probably a little bit harder for some teams. So yeah, there's some people just wanna build on the Ethereum or Binance chain, right? That is much easier for them. And I think the thing you should remember is we encourage you to code by yourself. But I know there's some people they buy a smart contract from a third party provider or that kind of stuff that can be risky. Yeah, for both the exchange side and your own team.
Yeah, I mean this just happened today. Someone just sent me a DM on Discord and they were like, "I'm trying to deploy this contract, but some reason it gives me an error." And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Send me the contract." And then I realized it's actually a token contract.
Mm-hmm.
So again, as you just said, like if you're the founder and you got the smart contract from someone else that you don't even know and you just paid like 50
Mhm,
bucks for the contract, it might not be the best contract out there. And worse, it might be hacked, it might have a problem. So
mhm,
I think that's when we were doing listing with the Bitmart, we had to provide a security audit
mhm,
so that the exchange also realizes and sees that it's a smart contract that's not going to be
mhm.
causing problem in the future. But a question here: do you have your own how do I say tech team for reviewing smart contracts, or you just ask them to provide you a credible audit
Mhm.
for the token or the
Yes,
project?
yes. Actually, we have our own team. We're gonna do an internal audit for all of our all the tokens released, and also we work with some third parties like 30K or Slowmist or Hacken, the auditors, in the market. And yes, we take their work as a reference. And if a project have a audit report from a third party, yes, we highly encourage that, and yeah, that will add extra credit for us to list. Yes, but still, yeah, before the listing, we're gonna review all the code by our end. There's one more round from our internal team.
I mean, another thing that I was wondering, if you're okay to answer that question, like let's say I have a project that hasn't launched yet.
Mhm.
I have no community. I have nothing. Does it have a chance to get listed on Bitmart, or you require some,
Mhm.
at least community activity or some blockchain activity prior to listing?
Yes, we don't have a hard requirement for the community side, but I think for a serious builder, and if you do have a real project, before you list your token with us, I think a community is necessary. So yes, you because you can listen to your community members and hear some feedback there, and you can have some initial or potential buyers. So yeah, because if you don't have a community, you just come to list with Bitmart. I think that sometimes the listing for performance will be not that good. So it's like you rely on everything on exchange. I think that is not a very responsible choice when you develop a project. Of course, the exchange add a lot of potential users or like provide you a large pool of buyers. But starting with a reasonable size of the community will definitely help your project to grow faster.
Yeah, thanks a
Mm,
lot. I mean, I think it's often people do not actually read about the project's background or the team or like the technology or what they're
mm,
offering. Often I'm seeing traders who are just looking at charts and technical analysis to some aspect, and try to buy in or try to sell out depending on how the chart looks like.
mm,
But on the other hand, if you think about someone who has no experience in crypto, it's really good that there is a team, there is a business, or like there is an auditors behind an exchange who would be reviewing the projects. Because while we were listing, we had to go through KYC, we had to send documents, we had to sign a contract and so on. And then I realized, I mean, if those are the requirements for projects that are being listed on Bitmart, then users of Bitmart be lucky because there's a team behind them who is thinking about their customers and clients. At
mm,
the end, often people forget that exchanges are also business, and how they make money is that they take commissions from the trade that users are doing.
mm,
So I think if the exchange was listing non-credible projects or not doing those checks, then clients would not be happy, resulting the exchange to go bankrupt even. So I just wanted to personally thank you for going through all those review stages. I mean, for us it was fairly fast, but it's really good that we have up with a
mm.
credible exchange that is doing their job how it should be done.
Yes, thank you. Yes, as you mentioned, we need to take the responsibility to our users, right? Even projects are our clients, and but the people make us alive and grow is basically users. Mostly rely on the user side. So yes, for that is why we review the project and we do the QIC for the project team, and we just want to limit or minimize the risk of we release the not so good project and probably the rug pull or hurt our users. Yes, so we want to take the responsibility to ours to guarantee at least they are buying something. They're gonna have more chance to make money, or at least they not lost all of their savings, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
really awesome. Um, again, I have another question. Because the reason why we are having this space is to understand the listing processes of centralized exchanges and specifically Bitmarts. I mean, there might be things that you can say this is not how we do on Bitmart. This is how it's usually done, or like you can say this is how it's always done. So my question would be again from a project creator's perspective, is tokenomics important for listing on centralized exchanges or in Bitmart? Because tokenomics is something that is unknown to many projects. Everyone tries something different. Some projects try 20% airdrop, 20% of the total supply to be airdropped to users. Some projects try something different. Some do the initial exchange offerings. Some do just from their own platform. But at the end, do tokenomics matter
Mhm.
when we want to get listed on some exchange?
Yes, I'm gonna say tokenomics is very important. So how do you design a tokenomic? How do you, do your pre-sales, you do the airdrop or the vesting period or if you're doing the cliff for the pre-sale tokens. We have those several projects they failed because of their tokenomic. So for example, if you do a lot of airdrop before the listing and you send out many free tokens to the market and or even like cheap tokens, discounted tokens in the pre-sale, but you don't have enough fund to support the price. So, for example, after you just listed on the exchange, so because people get your token on low price or free, they just are going to sell the token immediately. So if other people users so directly like 50% or even 100% dump right after the listing. So no one going to join to buy your token. So it's like you are killing your project by a bad tokenomic. So we're gonna say the tokenomics that really play a huge role when you develop a project.
Yeah, I mean, I think on lower tier exchanges, it's how do I say, kind of more acceptable that if you have a bad tokenomics, because from the investors perspective, like for the investors I'm talking, you should also be understanding that there are different projects, different teams, different mindsets, and different goals and aims while people are building projects.
Mhm.
Some of those projects that are built might not be thinking of delivering an end product at the end, and might be looking to get listed on some exchanges and then sell off all the founder tokens or treasury tokens, and then what we call a rug pull
Mhm.
happens.
Yes.
So it's very important for users to try to trade on tokens that are listed on credible exchanges. So it said previously, like I personally have seen the listing procedure and processes of the Bitmart, and I realized, okay, if these are the requirements for every project in the Bitmart, then I can fairly look at any project and then check the team, check the product. If I feel like it, I can buy in because I know that there is someone guarding me. So that's really important for people to understand that difference. And again, as I said, trade on exchanges that have a dedicated team for project auditing, that have a dedicated team for listing, and that have a super cool. I mean, as cool as chat listing managers on their platforms. Um, so one more thing that I want to ask you as a question, chat, if that's okay. You decide on which networks to add to your supported networks list. For example, you mentioned that Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain,
I cannot hear
and
anything.
maybe
Am
prior
I
to that, which.
cutting off or
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Osman is cutting off?
Why am I cutting off? Just let me just. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, can you hear me now? It should be fixed. Oh Jesus. All right, I think yeah, all right. I think now I am back. I think there was a problem again with the Twitter. Um, I don't know what's the problem. I don't know why it is doing this. We couldn't even have it. Okay. Um, yeah, sorry, I don't know where I was cut off. Hope that you know all right. Chad, I have sent you an invite. All right. Sorry about that again because I think apparently something is wrong with Twitter Spaces today. Um,
Yeah, sorry, I was
sorry about that. It's
cutting
not
off.
something that, yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Or it's not something that we're doing, but it's something probably Elon should be working on rather than
Mhm.
changing the logo of the Twitter. Anyway,
Yes.
yeah, I even forgot what I was gonna say. So anyway, I was gonna ask about the chains that are supported on the Bitmart exchange, and what makes you think of integrating another mainnet? For example, recently we have been seeing a lot of different blockchains like Ethereum, Sui, Up. How do you decide on integrating those exchanges? Like, do they first reach you out, or you just look and see like, okay, there is a hype, there is huge community out there, and we should be supporting that network?
Yes, we actually encourage people to have their own blockchain. So as you know, when it actually take a little bit longer for us to integrate a customized chain, but we're gonna think blockchain builders, are more serious, and also they can expand their ecosystem. So we're gonna say yes, we love all of this layer one, layer two chains, and so far we already integrated almost all the major chains you can see in the market, from Ethereum, Binance Chain, Avalanche, Polygon, yeah, and Arbitrum, Aptos, as you mentioned, yes, almost everything. So if you are issue a smart contract or token on those chain, yeah, we can list you as soon as 5 business days. And or like OM chain, you have your own customer chain, it take us like 2 weeks to integrate. Yes, but we in general we are open to all the blockchains.
I mean,
Mm,
that's really good to hear because right now I still feel like, how do I say, there is no one winner all in terms of the blockchain
mm,
infrastructure because, yes, we use Ethereum for NFTs and all sorts of things, but then it's expensive.
mm,
Then you switch to Binance Smart Chain, but sometimes it goes down, especially from technical. Viewpoint. I mean, like not to the end user, and then you might have excess fees for transactions that should be costing less than cents. And then we have different scalability options out there, but all of them offer a unique feature. All of them offer something different. So at the end, I think we still have time to figure out which infrastructure works for the best, or which infrastructure works for
mm.
who. Because at the end, while we were coming up with blockchain infrastructure, we have seen a very specific problem. We realized that businesses who wish to build things on public blockchains cannot do it because let's say that you're using Ethereum right now. You keep using it for 6 months, and then when it's the bull market, you cannot afford the transaction
Mm.
fees anymore.
Yes.
Same goes for Binance Smart Chain as well. And then we realized, what if we provide an infrastructure that has fixed fees in terms of in the US dollars, so that the business who wish to use our blockchain infrastructure can know that the transaction fees are going to be fixed at least for that year. I mean, if we don't update the takes fees next year, so that give them something that they can rely on. Again, your opinion that if, you encourage people to have their own blockchain is actually something that's nice to
Mm.
hear, because often people would say, "Hey, just issue a token on that blockchain and then you'll get listed faster." But at the end, it's not a race to get listed faster. It's a race to build the how do I say, most reliable project and most sustainable project out there.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to add anything, feel free to
Yes,
add.
exactly. Yeah, because if you build on existing chain, for example, if you're doing a D app, right, it's actually providing more services to users, or to the society. But for people like you are building a blockchain, it's actually you are pushing the blockchain industry or Web3 industry you're actually pushing the entire industry and developing the technology. So yeah, that is very very great.
Yeah, I
Mm,
mean, our main motivation was that it kind of feels like circus when you talk about beers and then whales, fish, or whatever that the thing that we are seeing on crypto Twitter. We realized that blockchain itself is a technology, right?
Mhm.
It's a public database that you can say, or a distributed computation network, maybe we could say. And it should be a technology. Yes, it has an investment aspect, and maybe most of the people right now who are listening are only interested in that aspect. But if you think about it, you would never go to some hardware store or some grocery store and try to buy a bread, and then people say, oh, it's a bull market, sorry, prices go up. Or it's a beer market, today there is 30% discount on bread.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
like if you think about it, life would not be possible to live with
Mhm.
if it was the case.
Mm.
So that's why I was like, if I want businesses to adopt the blockchain technology, I have to give them something that they are already used to. And that's why we were like, okay, can we do it? Yes, we can. Then let's just do it. So that's how our story started. Again, Chad, I want to ask if you know, I mean, the history of do you know how it started, or you have the or maybe if you don't want to
Uh,
answer, you don't have to
Yeah,
answer.
we can answer. So yeah, Bitmart, we started from 2018. So yeah, our headquarters is here in New Jersey, United States. And yeah, actually, last month was our 5 year. We just turned 5 last year. No, last month. Sorry. Yes. So so far, yes, we are ranked like top 15 in the market, and we have over 5 million registered users and over 1 million followers in on our social media. So
I mean, it must be tough to deal with more than a million users. Like, how do you manage like those customer complaints
mhm.
and everything? Always people sending you DMs and stuff like, "Hey, chat, there's a project. Can you list? Can you list? Can you list that one?" How do you feel about it?
Yes, in terms of listing, so we have a listing team to take care of all the listing stuff, and we also have the 24-hour customer support to answer the regular user questions. Yeah, as you mentioned, it's very challenging, to deal with like more than 5 million registered users. Yeah, but the good thing is, following by our keep continuing developing of the platform, the issues are less. So when the platform is like more smooth and easier to use, so we can receive some less customer questions. Yes, so we can focus on put more time in focusing on develop more products for the users. It's pretty challenging, yes, but we are pay hiring more people and allocate our budget into those and to provide the good service for our users and also give project team more like smooth and clear, transparent listing experience.
I mean, that's
Mm,
really good. I mean, I can't even imagine,
mm,
having. I mean, like I can kind of think of because I had experience working with such companies, but uh, I don't know. It's a huge responsibility out there. Trying to audit projects to be listed on the exchange. One by one. Yes, there is a team. Yes, there's more than one person out there doing this
mm.
job on your team, but still, congratulations, man.
Yeah,
I
thank you.
mean, it
Mm,
must be tough.
mm,
All right. So, one last question that I have, and then it's free talk time. If you want anything, if you want to talk about anything specific or that, and the last question would be like, do you have, how do I say, specific category listings? For example, AI was trending last months
mm,
on in the last few months. Were you making listings based on the recent trends, or you just how do I say, you have
mm,
your audit processes same for every other project, and you just have your own
mm,
evaluation how do I say criterias, and then you list them.
mm.
Do you have, like, how do I say, specific category listings?
Yes, actually, we in generally we're open to most of the listings, and regardless they're in the I mean the category. So yeah, AI is hot, and we list AI, and but we're also open to DeFi, GameFi, or yeah, whatever. So the only prohibit is we don't list project related to adult industry like sexy or 18 project, and related to drug or related to gambling. So yes, we can do gambling project, but they going to need to have a certain license. And one more thing is we cannot list the security tokens, and that is why we require all project to have a legal opinion confirms that their tokens are utility token and won't be considered like a kind of security. Yes, but for the categories, we don't have like certain criteria. Yes, but actually our listing team is pretty sensitive to the market. So, for example, when AI is hot, yes, we probably we reaching out to some of the teams, faster. And for 2020 or 2021, there's a lot of meme tokens. So,
Mhm.
yeah, when we see someone is really hot, so we also list them.
All right,
Mhm.
that's super cool. So you just mentioned a little bit, but for the last time, could you walk us through the steps that a project should be taking in order to get listed on Bitmart? Let's say
Mhm.
I am the founder of Omchain,
Yes.
and I want to list my project on Bitmart.
Mhm.
What should I do as the first step?
Okay, so you're gonna register a company or at least build a team with a few people, and each of them have their roles, right? And yeah, because we're gonna do a KYC, a simple KYC for the core team, and we don't accept like one man project. So you're gonna need a company or your core team and to audit your smart contract, and yeah, you can obtain a legal opinion as I mentioned. And before the listing, yes, we strongly suggest you to start building your community, and yes, to have like at least a few thousand of people, know your project already, and they want to buy a token, and that is contributing to a success listing. And yeah, once everything is looks good, and yes, we can sign the agreement and yeah, discuss about to launch the token on Bitmart.
But like initially, is there a how do I say? Is there a section on the website where projects
Uh,
can apply for listing, or do they reach you out
mhm.
from Twitter, Telegram, LinkedIn?
Yes. Yes, we have the Telegram, we have Twitter, yes, and also have email. Yes, we are open to get reached from all of our social media. And also, yes, we do have a listing application on our website. So if you go to bitmart.com and scroll down to the bottom of the page, you can see there's a choice called Apply to List. And yeah, then there's a form, and you can fill out the form and apply for the listing. And one of our listing manager going to contact you after we receive the application.
All right, awesome. That's the end of my questions. I mean, I didn't prepare those questions beforehand. I was just like, curious and asking, what I actually wondered and what I thought that the listeners would be, benefiting from. So, aside from all those things, Chad, where do you see the crypto market is going right now? I mean, we are seeing, price increase in most of the cryptocurrencies, and then we hear some news from SEC, and then we're saying that okay, it's another bull market, and then we see some banks collapsing. So how do you feel about the current market? I mean, this is completely not related to our topic.
Yeah.
These would be like your own opinions, not
Yeah.
associated with the company that you're working with. So if you would like to answer, of course.
Mhm. Yes, there's no financial advice, right? So, from my own perspective, I feel the market is actually recovering a little bit. And sometimes we're gonna think, yes, when the traditional finance was in trouble, it's probably contribute a little bit, for the crypto world. So I'm gonna say think the market is like recovering slowly, but I won't say the bull market is already come. So I think the market will going to remain, sort of slow until like another couple of months. And yes, for myself, I think by the end of this year or early next year, probably the next bull market is coming back, right?
All right.
Mhm.
I think again, like from my perspective as well, I see some interest from people, but I now realize that people are not looking to get rug pulled again because 2 years ago, if you remember, just before Bitcoin hit 60,000, $70,000, there were a lot of different projects that promised or proposed nothing new. They didn't even promise an added value, but people were just pouring money into those projects because everything's going up. When the tides turn, people actually realize that that the token that they have invested $10,000 is right now worth maybe $200 if they can sell it. So but right now I am seeing that often people read about the technology and the infrastructure. I am hearing from people saying, oh, this network does this much transactions. Oh, that infrastructure supports that one. There are like zero knowledge people who are interested in zero knowledge protocols and so on. So I am seeing that maybe we have lost most of the people who were trading last year, but the remaining ones are more educated, at least compared to last year or a few years before.
Yes.
So I think that too. I mean, like, do you experience that with your exchange as well, or in your personal life with your colleagues and stuff?
Sorry, can you ask the question again?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like, do you also have the same experience that,
Mm,
I mean, even though there are less users right now compared to last year,
mm,
the ones that they remain are more educated, or how do you feel
mm.
about the remaining users?
Yes, of course, users are gaining experience when trading. So yes, there are always newcomers, and there's always experienced users. So I'm gonna say it's in the bear market it's harder to make money. So the users who remain trading are more experienced. Yes, during this like slow market.
All right. I think I have learned a lot more than I was
Mm,
expecting. I'm going to be honest.
yeah.
Thanks a lot for
Mm,
joining. Like, is there anything specific that to share with us? Any products that are on the road of Bitmart,
mm,
or at least anything new for your department, listings
mhm.
department? Is there anything else you would like to add?
Oh yes, we
I mean, sorry
are.
about that. I am the. Yeah, by the way, sorry about that. I am the host of the show, but I talk a lot. I'm sorry about that.
No. Yeah, I'm delighted to join here, and thanks for everyone to listening. So yeah, for Bitmart, yes, we are keep developing our products, our product lines, and also we're gonna issue our debit card soon, and also we are keep building our futures derivative trading platform. That is already live, but we know there's still some issues or things we need to improve. Yes, we are focusing on that part. And also, we are opening more fiat channels directly, for to buy and sell the crypto. And also, our empty marketplace is also developing. So yes.
That's really
Mm,
awesome. I mean, I am a Turkish citizen.
mm,
I hope that in the near future we can see Turkish lira fiat gateway
mm.
added to Bitmart as well.
Yes, of course.
Let's
Mm,
hope. All right,
mm,
those are the ends of my words. Thanks a lot for joining to today's talks. I mean, we had a delay and then we had some technical problems. Thanks a lot, Elon Musk, for providing us this buggy platform. But at least this is where we are gathering up. This is where we are kind of feeling
mm,
comfortable right now. I mean, maybe in the near future we will see more. How do I say? Not decentralized, but I would say distributed. Maybe we would see more
mm,
distributed social media networks, but I think until we have one of those up and running and allows us to have on-chain talks, we'll be seeing you all again on the on-chain talks, hopefully next week.
mm,
One last thing. Oh, okay, I forgot it. One last thing. We have this usual burns that when we do once we have a guest on chain talks, we burn a few million tokens from the circulation so that people pay attention to our events and people come and listen. So I think we will be burning 2 million OMC tokens right now. That is valued roughly $75,000. Again, thanks a lot for joining, chat. This is all
mm.
because of you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Osman. Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys.
Mm,
See ya. Take care. And before you leave, please do not forget to follow Bitmart and their Twitter accounts are just there. You can tap on their profile and then hit that lovely follow button. And then if you're not registered as a user on the Bit Exchange, go register now. Go try it out now. It's a very fancy looking exchange. It's easy to trade. You have all the charts, technicals, a lot of different pairs, a lot of things to choose from. You can go and register now. Go and register on Bitmart Exchange now.
yeah. Thank you, Osman.
All right. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks a lot for
Mm,
joining. All right,
okay.
guys.
Bye.
See ya.